Josh, tell me about the excitement level around Darlington. You're the first race in the chase.
That's right. It's right here on our doorstep. The first race of the chase, both for the Cup Series and the O'Reilly Series, Saturday and Sunday at Darlington. The excitement level has been ramping up all through the last few weeks. We've been around the state talking about Darlington, talking about the Southern 500 weekend to kick off the NASCAR championship run. And for it to all start at Darlington just adds another layer of specialness to this weekend that's already one of our sport's crown jewels. The Cookout Southern 500, one of the original Triple Crown races in our sport, crown jewel event. Every driver wants to take home that trophy on Sunday night.
What's the response of the fans when that schedule comes out and they see, uh-oh, Darlington, first race in the chase? Do they automatically say, hey, I need tickets for that one, I can't miss it?
Well, ticket sales, as soon as the schedule came out last year, we put tickets on sale, and ever since then, it's been a great response from our fans. Over the last few years, we've fluctuated between ending the regular season and being the start of the postseason in NASCAR. We're thrilled to be back with the chase returning, this new championship format. Denny Hamlin has locked up the regular season portion. Still a few things to settle out, but we're ready for this weekend coming up, and I'm so thrilled for our fans to be able to take part in the return of this 10-race format. There's no more win in advance. You still got to have consistency throughout the entire 10-race stretch, and I think no tougher place for that to start than right here at Darlington.
Explain to the viewers and especially fans who may not be as familiar with why they call Darlington too tough to tame, because it doesn't matter. You can be a NASCAR Hall of Famer, you can be a rookie, and you can come away with a Darlington stripe or two or just a mangled race car.
That's right. It's the track too tough to tame for a reason. And it goes all the way back to the late 1940s when Harold Brasington had the vision to build this racetrack. He wanted to build a true oval, but he was using the land from Mr. Ramsey to build that track, and he had the minnow pond out there that Mr. Ramsey said, Harold, you can't mess with the minnow pond. So he had to make one end of the track a little more narrow, and it gave us this great kind of egg-shaped track. It's unique. It's one of one. There's no other track like Darlington Raceway. You've got longer turn radius on one end, a little bit shorter turn radius on the other, 25 degrees of banking on one end, 27 degrees. It creates this unique challenge for drivers and the crews, how they want to set the car up, because if you're going to be good on one end, you're probably going to sacrifice on the other. 500 miles under the heat and the humidity here in South Carolina. It tests man and machine, and it's no better test to me to start off the postseason than one of the toughest tracks we race at, Darlington Raceway for the Cookout Southern 500.
You mentioned a test for the machines, and there's no track like Darlington, the way it chews up tires. You got the combination of the heat, the asphalt, the sand, the tight turns. How do all of those components come together just to make it just a horror for tire wear?
Yeah, tire wear is the name of the game. Goodyear does a phenomenal job bringing a great racing tire to Darlington. And what you want in a great racing tire is one that over the course of a 30 to 50 lap fuel run, you want that tire to wear out. You want drivers to have to choose. They want to go all out for the first 20 laps and then try to hang on, build a little bit of a lead, or do you want to manage it over the course of that run? And that creates what we call kind of comers and goers. You'll see passing throughout the field, and the drivers that ultimately can manage that over the course of upwards of maybe 13 different pit stops, coming in and changing tires, getting fuel, 367 laps, 500 miles around Darlington Raceway. The ones that can manage that the best, minimize the number of Darlington stripes that are had. All that comes together for a recipe to win, to take that checkered flag, and to write your name in the record books at Darlington Raceway.
Is there any record or any account of any driver to race at Darlington and not come away with a Darlington stripe?
That would be pretty interesting for me to go back and look. I would say this: maybe those that had an early crash out, maybe they didn't hit the outside wall. That might be one of the only two or three times. But I tell you look at those cars after, especially all of them that finished, and you can look it up and down the side of those cars, and they're all going to have some stripes that they're taking home. And I think it shows how on the edge they are. The fastest way around is going to be right up against the top, but it's a fine line between finding that speed and finding that wall. So that's what we're looking forward to, come Saturday and Sunday nights, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, the NASCAR Cup Series, everyone doing their part to see if they can tame the track too tough to tame.
Okay, we've been talking about the present this year. Next year, the Southern 500 is going to be the last race of the regular season, so outside the chase. Do you have a preference?
My first preference is this event being on Labor Day weekend. We went several years without it, and we were fortunate, about 10 years ago for this race to land back on Labor Day weekend, and I know that was a thrill to NASCAR fans everywhere. The track really embraces that. So, as the schedule plays out every year, whether we're the start of the chase, whether we're the end of the regular season, that's secondary to me. I'm looking forward to a little bit of a different approach next year. Being able to have everything kind of come down. We'll see, who's still in contention, who's still trying to fight to make the chase, who maybe at that point, maybe the regular season championship has not been sewn up yet. There'll be a lot still on the line when we come to Darlington in 2027. But again, the main thing is it's back on Labor Day weekend, and we're excited that our 2027 dates have been announced. We'll be back in the spring once again, April 2nd through the 4th for a triple header weekend, and then once again Labor Day weekend for the Cookout Southern 500.
I'm just glad that it returned to Labor Day weekend. I remember when they first started talking about the Southern 500 may go away. I'm going, they can't do that. They won't do that. And when it happened, you're just in shock. And it was really great when they returned it to Labor Day weekend where it belongs.
Yeah, I think that's the sentiment that so many in our industry have felt, and I give credit to our leadership team, NASCAR, the schedule makers. A lot of things have evolved over the years. We're racing now on naval bases in San Diego and in the downtown streets of Chicago. We've put a track in the LA Coliseum. So I think it shows the ingenuity, the entrepreneurship of our sport to be able to go to markets, but also this connection to our history and our past, and Darlington Raceway has such a big part of that, and the Cookout Southern 500 being on Labor Day, those two things just go together, and we're excited to be welcoming everything back to Darlington again next year for 2 race weekends.
All right, the Southern 500, September 6th in Darlington, just one of the state's greatest sporting events and one of NASCAR's most important races. Josh, thanks for your time. I'm set. I'm ready to go to Darlington right now.
We look forward to having you and encourage all the fans out there, get your tickets at darlingtonraceway.com.